The following video falls under the guidelines of fair use. Any and all copyrighted content will be used for the purpose of review only and will not be monetized in any way. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Pandora's channel, your home for controlled chaos. There's been a bit of a change of plans since the last video, and I've yet to be able to watch Horton Hears a Who. So instead, this week we'll be pivoting to talking about the Dr. Seuss film with a very strange cult following, Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. The interesting thing right at the forefront of both the film and the book is that generally the message about environmental conservation and the importance of caring for our world generally stay the same. However, the film takes some incredibly odd lengths to get there. It keeps the general purpose of the Lorax, as well as the dejection of the Onceler at the destruction that he has caused. However, the film takes some odd turns. For example, the film, as opposed to the book, emphasizes that the driving force behind Ted's motivation to get the trees is made a bit more disingenuous, as he is only searching out the Onceler and the last seed as a result of his chase of a relationship with the character of Audrey. I think it's interesting that this aspect of the film highlights the way in which humanity has adapted to the world that the Onceler has destroyed, showcasing the continued pressures of rampant capitalism through the character of O'Hare. However, it feels as though the whole love story that turns into an environmentalism plot, and Ted's motivation overall, makes the whole commentary and message a bit muddled. There to further the diminishing of the message is the Onceler. The Onceler in the book emphasizes the big business pressures for expansion by never explicitly showing who he is, reducing his character to a being operating in search of a product. By giving him a face in the film, and giving him a conflict of interest in his relationship with the animals and the pressures of his family's expectations, it acts as an attempt to humanize the Onceler to some degree. This, coupled with his disingenuous rise to power, culminating in the song How Bad Can I Be, which confuses even his overall character conflict as he falls further into the rabbit hole of business, by essentially forcing him down the same mold as his family without any remorse as soon as the money starts rolling in. Which I suppose is generally the point, but it drastically shifts his character from the book, as the character in the book is less of a character and more of an entity. We don't need to see his fall from morality because he's already come to the forest with the intent of big business in mind. There's no back and forth between good and evil in his intent, and there is no fall to the desire of big business. Perhaps all of this development works to round out the Onceler as a character, but the single-minded search for profit works in the book. As for one, it puts him in a more direct contention with the Lorax himself, but it also serves to further contrast his fall from grace later on, and his coming to the realization that he had made a mistake, something that we can't really feel for the Onceler in the film, as he had been fully aware of his actions beforehand and their ramifications, instead of opting to fully embrace his business in spite of the cost. Instead of leaving the audience with the feeling that he genuinely regretted his actions, it leaves you with the feeling that he should have known better, that he could have prevented this tragedy instead of trying to justify to himself that he was doing the right thing even if he knew that he wasn't. There's little room for empathy. In spite of the fact that the film tried desperately to make him seem more human from the beginning, instead of treating him like an entity until the whole thing falls apart, but his blatant disregard for the situation, in spite of the fact that he understood the risks and understood exactly what he was doing, which obviously is more implied that he understood by the book and carried on anyway, still works better in that context because of the vagueness behind who the Onceler really is. Unlike the film, which paints a clear picture of the type of person he is, only to entirely undermine it halfway through. But those are just some of my thoughts on the film and the book. If you have any ideas of your own, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more content in the future. I apologize again about the lateness of this video and the quality of my voice, but I'm once again dealing with allergies, so that's fun. But hopefully they should be cleared in the future, so I won't have any issues with getting content out in the way that I would like to.